Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NFL Thoughts. Hold on. Gotta fix this real quick. And there we go. Is it not crooked? Alright. We're good. So of course, we're making this video late. It is now midnight, so it is technically game day. But we'll just call this a Saturday night game. Saturday night, Cowboys prediction video, but nonetheless, those Saturday games that we saw were absolutely ridiculous, at least two of the three. Of course, if you haven't seen the video, then I would go check that out. As far as my thoughts on the Vikings-Colts game and the Bills-Dolphins game, not so much the Browns-Ravens game. I talked a little bit in depth about that one, but yeah, so go watch that one. So, Cowboys-Jaguars. So I kind of made my video about as far as key players to look out for on the Jaguars offense and on their defense. And I'll tell you what, like I said yesterday, we got our work cut out for us. The Browns, I got the Browns. My fault. We got our work cut out for us. We got the Jaguars. They're a good team. And, Trevor Lawrence, I will say he's done pretty dang good for his second season campaign. But it's time for our defense to rise up and take care of business and shut that dude down. I will say this. All right, as far as my prediction, I will say we are going to have a fight in that first half. We are going to have a fight with them in that first half. We're going to be down 14-10 in the final 2 minutes of the half. And then Dak Prescott is going to bring the team on a masterful drive down the field to close out the first half. And we're going to score a touchdown. We're going to take a 17-14 lead at halftime. It's like, okay, we got him. And then second half, we're going to, pull away. And we're going to win 31-17. So don't really need to make a score prediction this time, a final score prediction, but let's talk about this other stuff. Okay, so Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones said during the week, he said, they asked him how he felt about Dak Prescott and the 5 interceptions that he's thrown in the past 3 games. And he said, well, I like aggressiveness, but without turnovers. Well, duh. Alright? Of course, you like aggressiveness without turnovers. Who wouldn't like a quarterback who's aggressive, but also doesn't have any turnovers? What I don't like is people who feel like they want a quarterback that just doesn't turn the ball over at all. That's what I don't like. Okay, you want a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over at all? Well, then how about I give you Cooper Rush before that Sunday night game he had against Philadelphia? That's the quarterback you want to lead your team to the promised land? Because understand that there's a little bit of leeway that comes with trying not to put the ball in harm's way. Understand when you are aggressive, you take those shots on offense and you high risk more often than not, high reward. You want that high risk, high reward factor. So I like my quarterback being aggressive when when he's gonna sometimes take chances. I mean, hell, there's a reason why we're number one in scoring offense and number one in yardage offense since Dak Prescott has came back. You know, because he gives a little bit of aggressiveness and explosiveness to the offense. So I'll take that any day of the week compared to what Cooper Rush was giving us. Yeah, we were winning them all, but we understood that, come on, bro, we can't win. We can't go deep, make a deep playoff run like this. We can't make a deep playoff run like this being this conservative. Yeah, we're not turning the ball over, but we're also not really taking very many shots downfield either. We can't do this. So I like what Dak Prescott is doing for the most part, of course. I don't like the interceptions. Don't get me wrong, nobody does. But let's not get it twisted. Dak has been a huge major factor in our offensive changing that has happened since he's come back. He has been a huge impact in what has been happening, as of late since he's been back. So, yeah, do I not want the turnovers? Yes. Matter of fact, I'm challenging number 4 to not throw an interception for the rest of the year. Keep the touchdowns going up, but make the interceptions go down, like way, way down to 0. So that's what I want. And so I'm predicting I want us to have more balance in this game than we did last week against Houston. Maybe that'll help with Dak's touchdown to interception ratio, not having to throw the ball as much. Duh. So yeah, I got Dak, if we can get him to throwing the ball only like 20 to 25 times or 25 to 30. If we can get something like that, then I'll like that. And as far as my prediction for Dak, I have Dak throwing for 260, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. No picks. I'm challenging him to throw no picks for the rest of this year. So yeah, my prediction, I got 260 passing and 3 touchdowns. No picks. No turnovers. Let's not do that. And then Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. I'm predicting us to get back into what we were doing before, running the ball with them with a combined total of at least 30 carries. So that's what I'm looking for, Kellen Moore. Understand the Jaguars have a shaky run defense, so we should run the ball more in this game. I have Ezekiel Elliott. I think Zeke might have I think Zeke will have slightly more carries than Tony Pollard. I think give me Ezekiel Elliott 16 carries, 68 yards rushing, an average of a little bit over 4 yards per carry. I can get that out of Zeke, I'll be happy. Because it seems like that's what he's been, showing out there on the field. Them 4 yards per carry running the ball. And I would like to see that again in this game. So I have Zeke getting 16 carries, 68 yards, and I have him getting, a couple tutties on the ground. It'll just get him closer and closer to that 1,000 yards rushing that we would preciously, love to have him get. Pollard, I think he absolutely will get it. It's just about making sure that we give Zeke enough opportunities and enough touches where he can get that 1,000 yards rushing as well. Pollard, I have Pollard getting 15 carries. No. 14 carries for 85 yards. 14 carries, 85 yards. I think he's going to have a rushing touchdown of probably, I have him getting like a 20-yard rushing touchdown or something in this game. And yeah, so that's what I got for Tony Pollard. CeeDee Lamb, not a very good game last time. I have to admit, not a very good game. But I think that he'll produce better in this game compared to what he did last week. I have CeeDee Lamb catching 7 passes for 84 yards, but a couple touchdowns. So, yeah. And then Dalton Schultz. I have Dalton Schultz catching 5 passes for 50 yards and no touchdowns. I don't think he's going to catch a touchdown this game. Now let's get to the defense. On defense, like I said before, bro, I gotta humble this defense a little bit. So I think that against Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, I think we'll give up probably 330 yards of total offense. I think Trevor Lawrence is probably going to throw for like 270 passing yards in this game. And yeah, I think he's going to probably have a little bit of a good day against us. I hate to say it, but the secondary, we haven't been coming up big as of late. So with that being said, yeah, I have them getting 330 yards of total offense. Trevor Lawrence is going to have 270 through the air. And then their running game, I think that we could possibly hold them to 50 yards rushing. So I have us holding them to I'm challenging them to stop the Jaguars to sub 100 rushing yards. And I have us giving up 50. I think I'm very confident that we can stop Travis Etienne. So hold on, excuse me a minute, guys. Alright. We good. I had some notification thing pop up that was just sitting there and would not. So I had to swipe it away. But nonetheless, why am I talking about that? That literally does not even matter at all. So with that being said, yeah, I think the defense, I think we could snag ourselves a couple turnovers like we did against Houston last week. Um, as far as the sacks, Trevor Lawrence can get the ball out of his hands quick. I know that for sure. He can get that ball out of his hands quick. Last week against Tennessee, he was sacked 0 times and 1 QB hit. And Tennessee, yeah, they're not up to our level, but they still have one of the most ferocious pass rush defenses in the NFL. So for the Jaguars' offensive line to play like that against them, that's pretty impressive. So with that being said, like I said, Tennessee's pass rush is not up to our level. So I think we definitely will do better than what Tennessee was able to do. I think that we'll get Trevor Lawrence on the ground 3 times. And depending on how close this game is, or if it ends up becoming a blowout, we might even get some more opportunities to sack him even more times. But as of right now, I think we'll get 3 sacks in this game. So yeah. And as far as the couple of turnovers I said, I think that one is going to be an interception. I think that we can get a pick. And Trayvon, I'm really looking for that to be him that's going to get that pick. I thought he had it last week on that Hail Mary attempt by Houston, but he decided to give it to Israel Akwamu. So, yeah. So Trayvon still without a pick since the Detroit game. But with that being said, I think he'll get one in this one. I think he'll pick off Trevor Lawrence. And then I think we'll also get a strip sack on Trevor Lawrence as well. And as far as the 3 sacks, I think Micah will get 2. And then I think Osa Odighizuwa has really started to come out of his shell a little bit, because he's really been back to that pass rush ability that we were really hoping for at the beginning of the year. But he had only had 1 sack through the first 12 games. So, no, first 11 games. He got one against Indianapolis, and he would have got one against Houston had it not been for a false start by the Houston Texans. But yeah, so I think he'll get one in this game. So I think we're going to get 3 sacks, and Micah's going to have 2, and Osa's going to get 1. Micah, I need you to come up big in this game. All right. Look, we're all riding with 11 from heaven. All right. We all are. Because he spoke the words and he said what he said. And down the stretch, you can understand that Micah's definitely going to play his tail off and is going to try to finish this season off right to put us in the best situation possible. So, hashtag we're riding with Micah. Or hashtag we're riding with 11 from heaven. So, with that being said, so 330 yards of total offense allowed in my opinion. And then on our side of the ball, I've got 100. I have 160 yards rushing, so 260 passing. I have us getting 420. 420, or so yards of total offense in this game. And then, of course, the 31-17 final score prediction that I have. So, with that being said, like, subscribe, and this is NFL Thoughts out.